Good morning, y'all. Well, it is day 62, and I am leaving Middle Creek Campground. It is 40 degrees, big blue skies, and the wind has died down. So that's great. Beautiful day. I think it's going to get in the high 60s today, which is better than the high 80s. And had a good night's rest at the Middle Creek Campground. Just stayed in the bunkhouse with a few other people I've been hiking with. And yeah, this morning we actually got a breakfast, which was eggs and hash browns and bacon and biscuit and gravy, which doesn't happen a whole lot out here. So I took advantage of that. And yeah, relatively inexpensive for the hostel, and dinner last night, breakfast, and Gatorades. So that was all good. I only go 14 miles today, but there's 2 big climbs, and I think the total ascent out of that is 5,000 feet. One's 3 and one's 2,000 feet. So yeah, it's gonna be a big day going uphill, and then tomorrow will be mostly downhill down to the James River. But yeah, I'm aiming for, I think it's called Thunder Hill or Thunder Ridge Shelter. It's like 14 miles away. And hiking with a couple from Colorado. He's already hiked the Appalachian Trail, but his wife has been doing it in sections. And this is one of her last sections she needed to cover. So I've seen them for the last, I don't know, 7,500 miles, I guess. And they were at the campground as well last night. So that's about it. Beautiful day, good night stay, and going uphill. I'll talk to you later. So if you ask any AT thru hikers what they remember most about Virginia, they may provide you with a variety of places, sites, or the famous Shenandoah National Park. But most all of them will tell you it was long, or the AT goes on forever in that state, or I didn't think I would ever get out of that place. And that's because they're right. Virginia encompasses more of the AT than any other state, with 555 miles of trail. It's almost 1/4 of the entire Appalachian Trail. The Shenandoah National Park has 105 miles itself, which I will reach next week. There are actually 6 different AT hiking clubs that help maintain the trail through the state. And the mountain ranges from 265 feet all the way up to 5,500 feet and are known for some of the prettiest vistas on the entire trail. But the length affects the thru hikers. Some get bored, annoyed, frustrated, or even depressed as they seem stuck in the same state for over a month, and it gets hotter and hotter as the summer approaches. In fact, it's called the Virginia Blues for a reason. Hey y'all, so it's getting pretty dark here, staying at Thunder Here Shelter. Nice shelter, a lot of people here, some of which I've seen along the trail and others never seen before in my life. But big uphill today, and that, wow, I think it was over 5,000 feet ascent. It was 5.5 miles basically of going uphill. But boy, it was a pleasant day. It's like 68 degrees. There was no wind. There was no rain. So despite it being hard, trudge uphill, the weather was just great. And got here, was able to cook and kind of settling in now the shelter. Interestingly, my buddy Sleepy, who I had been hiking with, had lost a sock. And we did laundry together, but we looked everywhere, could not find that sock. So tonight is supposed to be pretty cold. It's going down to like 40 or 38 or somewhere in that area. So I was pulling out my wool sweater I still have, and the sock fell out of that. So I was able to get some reception and text Sleepy. I don't know where he is tonight, but I told him I'm going to leave his sock here in the shelter or hide it somewhere, and he'll be by here in a couple of days and he can pick it up. So yeah, those are the kind of things you do. But yeah, interesting stuff. They saw a big owl. I did have some issues with the water today. They said there was a source here about 2 miles back or so, but it was totally dry. And when we got here, there just happened to be a stagnant pool of water, but we were able to kind of take some of that water out and get our bags back up underneath the rock where the spring was actually coming into the pool. So it worked out, but it was a little sketchy. Saw some great views today, and that big tower that I went by was the FAA tower. It's one of the major FAA towers on the East Coast, and apparently does a lot of the long distance jet travel that comes over this area. So that's what that was. And you saw the famous guillotine, that rock that was wedged in between the two big walls that I had to walk under. That's always kind of a cool place to be. But yeah, that was about it. It was just a hard but pleasant day, and it was only 14 and a half miles or something like that, so that was good. And I'm excited. Tomorrow's only a 15-mile day, and it is a 5,000-foot descent, so I'm actually doing the exact opposite of what I did today, and down to the James River and get picked up by my same friends that I saw back at Easter, and have a zero on Saturday. So that's what's going on. And I probably will still do a video even on my 0 day. I may do something a little different that day. So yeah, apologize for the darkness, but yeah, we got in here and started talking, and then we had to cook. We had to figure out the water thing, so it just got a little late. But everything's good, and we'll see y'all in the morning. Bye, y'all.